I'm Angel, a teaching artist with the LA County Museum of Art. Today we'll be creating a single sheet snakefold book, or Zine, inspired by Melanie Cervantes print, featuring human rights activist Rigoberta Menchu. Follow along in this fun activity to learn how to make your own book. First, let's take a look at the artwork to learn about its content.
This is an example of a screen print, a technique of creating an image by stamping or pressing ink onto a surface like paper or fabric. The artist positions Rigoberta to the right of the composition, looking directly at us, the audience. She is wearing a traditional Mexican blouse called a huipil with a matching head wrap and neck piece. Rigoberta was a Guatemalan activist and the first and youngest indigenous woman to win the Nobel Peace Prize due to her efforts to help educate her community and many other indigenous peoples. You can make your zine to help educate your community about a social issue that's important to you.
Now we're going to create our own zine inspired by our community. Let's think about some questions before you begin. What social issue are you hoping to communicate with your zine? What will your zine look like? Think about these things. Maybe you want your community to take care of the environment by recycling or thrift shopping. Or perhaps you want your community to build safe passages to and from school. Or maybe increasing conversations and spaces for art. What else can you think of? Your audience could be your friends, family, classmates, or maybe all of the above.
Throughout this video, please feel free to hit pause anytime you need.
First, you will need to gather your materials. For this project, you'll be using paper, scissors, glue or tape, coloring pencils, markers, or any medium that you want to use to make your art uniquely yours. So that can be magazine clippings, newspapers, anything that you think can be incorporated in your book.
We will now be working on the shape and structure of your zine. We will be creating an accordion style book which requires a specific style of folding.
And so the first item you will use is your paper. Lay it out flat on your table, and then we're gonna fold the paper in half horizontally. And then you're gonna open your paper, and then you're gonna fold your paper in half this way. So this is vertical. And you want to make sure you do use a little bit of force when you're pushing down. And then now, how many squares do we see? We see 1, 2, 3, and 4. So now there are 4 squares on our paper. And then you're going to turn your paper over so it becomes like a mountain. And this one might be a little tricky, but we're going to have the meat in the middle. So we're gonna have our paper meet right in the middle, just like that. And we're gonna make sure we fold down and put some pressure, and we fold down. And so think of it like a window. You're opening the window of your book. So now we have 8 squares. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna cut down your paper. So we're gonna grab our scissors next, and we're gonna follow along with this line in the middle. Not the line in the middle over here, the line in the middle over here. So you're gonna have your paper be vertical. So it's gonna go up and down. And you're gonna cut along the line right here. I'm just using this orange paper, but you can use any color of paper that you want for your book. And so see, it's like a pair of pants. Like they're dancing, your paper is dancing. And so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna open it like it's a tent. So you see, it's like a tent right there. And you're just gonna fold it down. Just like that. And so this was the example one that I made. So let's see. And so what we're gonna do now is we're gonna glue these two that are together like a tent down. So it opens like this. It's like you're gonna give a big hug. So now you're gonna have your paper flat again, and you're gonna put glue on the back side right over here on just this part. You don't have to put glue on all of the orange squares, so just the first orange square that's closest to you. And so you're gonna put the glue just like this. And then you're just gonna fold them over each other. Just like that. So you're just gonna close the door. And then you're gonna make sure that it's pressed together. And there we go. So now you can fold this part inside and fold this part inside. And now you have a very long book. So once you're glued in the middle, you're all done. So then you can cut out images and shapes you want in your book that will communicate your message. You can use fun textures, lettering, or colors that visually enhance your zine.
Take some time to cut out any images, words, or letters you need for your zine. This could be for your cover and the inside of your pages.
So this is going to be my book cover. I made Communities Create LA. You can cut out the different shapes that you want, the different letters that you want to use, and then you can begin to glue on your first page of your book. You're going to grab your glue stick, and maybe you want to add a base before you just cut onto your paper. So maybe you want to make it a little bit different. Maybe you want to add some construction paper to the back. Let me think about what color would I want. What color do you think you would go with? I think for me, I really like yellows and greens. So I might want to go with a yellow. And what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab your scissors, grab my cover, and then I'm gonna get my pencil and measure around. So we're gonna measure around our book. If you want to grab a ruler and measure, if you have a ruler, you can also do that as well. So now I'm just going to glue this paper on top of my book. And make sure when you're putting glue, you add to every edge, because you want to cover the whole front page since this is going to be your cover. And so now I'm gonna add the words onto here. And what I like to do is I personally put the glue on the back. Might be a little bit difficult, but that's okay, my friends, because we can also just put glue on the surface like that. For me, I actually used a magazine that was in my mail. So if you have any maybe newspapers or any mail that you're planning on throwing away or recycling, you can maybe go through that and also pick out what letters would you want. And it's okay if your letters aren't in a perfectly straight line. And so there we go. There is your book cover.
Have fun mixing and matching between magazine cutouts and your own shapes. You can make many things interesting by using your imagination and a variety of colors. Keep in mind the subject of your zine and how you want to tell your story. Feel free to use construction paper to cut out different shapes, like what I did here with this tree. I used brown and green. And there you have it, folks. This is what my zine looks like.
Now that we've come to the end of our project, let's reflect a little. What was your favorite part of this activity? What section of your zine do you appreciate the most? If you were to make another book, what would you do differently? Lastly, how can the stories we share through art help our communities? Thank you so much for participating in this zine activity. I hope that you enjoyed making art with me and are proud of yourself for completing your first book. Don't forget to check out our other videos on our Communities Create LA YouTube channel and to subscribe to receive notifications when new videos are released.